In Cambridge, city councillors are expressing frustration once again over the strong mayor budget process that's playing out right now. A second meeting last night to look at amendments to what's being proposed began with some strong words after councillors said they were given new written information when they arrived. Let's go to CTV's Krista Simpson now to take us through more of this. Krista?
Tony, this was the second of two meetings where councillors were supposed to go through amendments to the Strong Mayor budget. And like the first, it started with frustration over how the process was unfolding. Monday evening's budget meeting in Cambridge was paused early on as councillors asked for time to read documents they were not given ahead of time.
I'd like to have some time to review them before we begin the discussion.
Ward 2 councillor Mike Devine not mincing words about his feelings.
What's been done here is wrong. This should not happen and it should never happen again. Every councillor has the right to read this stuff at their leisure. I'm disgusted, to be honest with you.
The meeting was paused for 30 minutes so councillors could go over the material. Cambridge City Manager Rob Axiak says the additional written information had already been relayed verbally.
So we as staff just added our comments that we already provided to the members of council at the first meeting onto that document. So there was nothing new. This was just the added commentary that we believe that they were looking for to remain consistent.
The incident follows a thorny meeting last week when some councillors were told their amendments were being pulled from the agenda and they couldn't publicly ask questions of staff, decisions that were later overturned. Councillor Corey Simpson says all the pivots throughout this budget process have been challenging.
For something such as a budget meeting, which is quite possibly one of the most important meetings that a city council has for the residents of the community that we represent, to have a process that is not formalized, that has multiple changes, that has all of these pivots, it makes it difficult to follow along and to be able to concentrate specifically on the task at hand.
Definitely, if there's ways to kind of clean up this process to make it easier for them, so because they do have a hard job in terms of making these decisions, most definitely, and that's why we're going to be doing some, feedback with them to help, improve the system for the following year.
Monday evening, councillors voted on 13 amendments. Only one impacts the tax levy, a decision to take $2.4 million out of the rate stabilization reserve and reduce the increase to 2.44%. The mayor now has 10 days to veto any of the amendments.
If as mayor I decide to veto an amendment, notice would be provided publicly and to council in writing over the next 10 days.
The next budget meeting is then on December 15th. Council can overturn anything the mayor vetoes, but that requires a 2/3 majority.
We've seen the budget process get a little more heated in a number of different communities across Ontario. The strong mayor powers are still very new, and so there is a bit of a feeling out process.
York University professor Zach Spicer points out it's also the last budget before next year's municipal elections, and those budgets tend to be more thorny. Spicer says strong mayor powers now make the mayor the agenda setter, with councillors taking on a more reactive role.
With this legislative change, the mayor is ultimately responsible for what is in the budget. And the mayor is going to have to go out and knock on doors and explain the budget.
So again, the next budget meeting is on December 15th. Strong mayor powers do put in place strict timelines of how quickly this all has to be done, with the review period taking place over 30 days, followed by those veto periods. Tony.
Okay, Krista Simpson with the latest on the budget battle in Cambridge. Krista, thank you.